It is Friday morning and I am so happy, 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 happy. Okay, so here's the deal. You guys know what's up. I'm a total weirdo on Fridays, but it's okay. This is the jam session, right? The Friday jam session. So, really, let's just go ahead, step into the goddess realm. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, we're a little bit earlier than we have been this week, primarily because I had some kind of like mental glitch at the gym the other day and I signed up for the strongman challenge at 9 o'clock this morning. Yeah. Well, I probably won't get there till closer to the end. I'm not even gonna lie. He said I could show up in between a certain time. I was like, dude, you got to tell me an exact time. Good morning, Angela. I'm so glad that you have joined the group and that you're with us today. This is what we do every morning. We step into the goddess realm. We do some daily readings. And so definitely please feel free to go back and when you get a free moment and check out some of our previous readings. We've been doing them now for about, I'd say maybe about three, maybe going on 4 months. And so you'll really find what's kind of interesting is that how the energy has been progressing us, and we normally get big shifts right around new moon and full moon. So I think we're about 8 or 9 days out from the next full moon. So just to kind of bring you up to speed, what we've been doing recently is we've been getting all the messages that we have been transplanted into new soil, new fertile soil, and that we're new beings, that we're sprouting in this new fertile soil, and everything we're doing is planting seeds. So we've been guided and directed to shed those feelings of fear and lack, of destruction, of insecurity, of trauma, of drama, all those things that don't really support our highest good. To shed those things, to now put on the glasses or have the sight of abundance, of joy, of prosperity, to really get in a place of just being. There's something within you that you've always wanted to do, or maybe that you've been called to do. Maybe you're trying to figure out how to do it. Maybe you're already doing it. But at the end of the day, the big point here is to let your light shine. We know that the people who hear this message, or these messages in particular, have been called to lead. And so sometimes that means being that weirdo. And weirdo in the sense that we live in a world or in a society where a lot of people are filled with just straight up fear. They make a lot of fear-based decisions and they make a lot of lack-based decisions. We understand that what we put out into the world is exactly what we get back to us. So we don't act from a place of fear. We act from a place of divine knowledge, a place from knowing, of understanding, of love, really, of unconditional love, of prosperity, of abundance. And we find, and what some of us are finding is as we go forth in the world with those thoughts, those feelings, that attitude, that vibration, that is exactly what we're finding in our lives. And we're getting more clarity. Okay, what is it exactly I'm supposed to be doing in my life? Okay, I figured that out. What am I supposed to do today? How am I supposed to get there? So that's just to kind of bring you up to speed over the last probably month and a half or so. So at any time, if you have questions, feel free to type. And I will get to them as soon as possible. I'm working off of some software here, so I have to stop and check my phone, but you're always welcome to type, anything like that. So let's go ahead and dive in. The first thing we always do, grab a glass of water, and we're going to social it up. So in the group, anytime you see, or any on my page anytime, you see the word social, that means grab a glass of water, chug a lug, hit like when you're done. So let's social it up. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Thank you, God. Thank you to our angels, our guides, our fairies, our goddesses, for all the amazing direction you've been giving us. We ask that you continue to guide and direct our message today. Make it clear and concise so that we all know what to do for our lives. Make it applicable to each and every one of us. We ask that anyone who hears this message be blessed by it. And all these many things we ask in unconditional love. Amen. All right, so who are we talking to today? I think we are going to be talking, it's going to be a toss-up between our fairies and our angels. So let's dive in. All right, y'all. Good morning, goddesses. Or I said fairies and angels, but I meant, okay, hello. They're just jumping out. Bonus. Okay, got it. We're going to talk to our fairies and our goddesses. I keep calling them guidesses. Goddesses. Thank you, fairies. Good morning. What do you have for the goddess realm this Friday? What do you have for the goddess realm this Friday? Hello. What do you have for the goddess realm this Friday? Now, this first card is interesting. Okay, got it. This way, this order. Got it. Okay. So our first card, y'all, holiday. This is interesting considering we're about to be upon a holiday, but you know, holiday may also be vacation. The answers you're looking for can be found during a vacation, retreat, or holiday getaway. The answers you're looking for may be found during a retreat, during a vacation, a retreat, or a holiday getaway. Let me just zoom that in a little bit more. Now, what's interesting about this is we got the travel card a couple of weeks ago, right before a few of you actually had to go and travel. So I think also moving into summertime, and this is vacation season, this is really something to think about. It might be an actual vacation where you're going somewhere. It might be a staycation, you know, where you're kind of hanging out at home and just relaxing. You took some time off week. Or just, you know, might even be a 4th of July getaway. But there are some answers that you've been looking for, and you're going to find them during that time. One of the things I see in particular is she's not in deep contemplation, guys. She's out playing. And more specifically, she's playing in the water. How many times have we been told recently to get near water? In, near, around water. Sulis, bodies of water. So really, I think one of the things that I really get off this right off top is letting your heart sing, being free. That vacation might not even be a physical going somewhere. It might be a vacation within yourself that you decide, I'm not going to feel this way this week. I'm going to let my heart sing. I'm going to dance. I'm going to play. I'm going to be free. And in doing so, in that relaxation time, in that rest period, your answers will begin to come to you. And I think more importantly, what you're going to find is that your heart, as your heart sings, you're going to be like, oh my God, this is what I want to do for my life. How can I figure out a way to do this and earn a living? Let me tell you something. For me, guys, this was a couple of years ago. Probably about 3 years ago, a little over, I was going to the beach. Some of you remember that's where Bikini Fridays came up, right? I was going to the beach every single Friday. And quickly getting into the beach, I soon realized, oh my God, my ultimate goal, and really it started off more so as vanity, but I was like, I want to get paid to work out and look hot, but I ultimately want to coach from the beach. And what's amazing is that doing something like going to the beach was where I found, like, my heart sang. Like, I found my true passion. Being in the sun, being on the water. Good morning, Javon. Being, you know, in letting my heart be free and sing. Being in the office, you know, when I had to go back to the office on Monday, and even then, you know, it wasn't even like I was working in my clinic, you know, or in a clinic that I rented space out of. So it wasn't even like tragic office, but going back inside made me feel all closed and like restricted and restrained. So just understand, this holiday might even be a break from the way that you've been thinking. Sometimes we have to give ourselves permission to think differently, to be different. And in doing so, letting go of that lack, that fear, that those, you know, shedding the light on the shadows. And in doing so, we find, oh my gosh, the answers are right in front of me. So I really love that card. We've gotten this card so much, so it's and we've been talking about it so much. So I think it's just really prevalent, especially after that Isis card we got earlier in the week, talking about vibration and the sound coming out of our mouth. To affirmations, to lift up your thoughts and energy to attract what you desire, use positive affirmations. To lift up your thoughts and energy and to attract what you desire, use positive affirmations. Use positive I am statements. So many times, guys, we go throughout our day and something happens and we're like, dang it, oh, that was so stupid of me. Oh, I'm so dumb, right? That's not raising our vibration. That's dwelling in the disappointment, the lack, the fear, the frustration, right? That's not dwelling in the abundance. That's not dwelling in the light and the love and the, you know, the goodness that life has to bring. So use positive affirmations. Again, remembering that these are habits. Sometimes we have habits of words. We're like, oh crap. As soon as you say that, you recognize, oh wait, that was not what I meant to say. That was not for me. What you need to do at that point is just stop and correct it. Just stop and correct it. I am smart, beautiful, talented, wonderful. I am the best me that is, you know, that I can be. I strive for perfection daily. Stop, use those affirmations, because they're not just words that come out of your mouth, but they're things that as you say them over and over throughout the day, repeatedly throughout the day, not just in the morning when you wake up and not just before bed, but repeatedly throughout the day, things that you keep on your mind and in your spirit, they start to ingrain in your mind. And as they ingrain in your mind, they ingrain in your spirit. And these are the things that you start to speak out. So again, if you're having trouble shedding those old feelings of lack, of frustration, of disappointment, what have you, these are some of the things that you can do. Just an easy task that you can do on your own to help create a difference, right? To raise your vibration, to raise your energy level, to raise your thoughts. Maybe you're dealing with some depression. Maybe you're not dealing with depression, but you're just dealing with some thoughts in your mind that don't support your highest good. Use your affirmations. Make sure they are clear and concise, and make sure that they are positive. We don't use things like, I don't cheat on my meal plan. We don't, because what the universe hears is, I cheat on my meal plan. So we say things like, I lovingly remain on my meal plan to support my highest good, or to support my body's desires. You know, use things that help cultivate what you want to bring about. Don't use affirmations that help to steer away from what you don't want. Speak only of the things that you want to bring about. Speak in positive manners, positive terms, and focus on the end result, not necessarily the action, but the end result. So one of the things that I've done is, when I first started mantras or affirmations years ago, I would say things like, I don't cheat on my meal plan. And of course I did. But what I then moved to was, I stay on my meal plan 100% of the time. And now what I've moved to that is helping me, really helping me in those times that I want to cheat, is I fully support my body's growth, you know, or something to that effect. Because at the end of the day, that's the whole reason of me being on my meal plan, is to fuel my body. You know what I'm saying? To give my body what it needs to take it to the next level, to remain healthy, but not only to remain healthy, but to get healthier. So I made it more about the end result, in terms of I fully support my body's growth and what have you. So you may choose, I'm not telling you what to do, you may choose to use something like that to get you going. So the next card, guys, and this is one that we've gotten a couple of times from a few different decks. So I really get the sense that there are a few of you who are still clinging on to something. You need to let it go. As you surrender the need to control, your relaxed energy rapidly attracts your desires. And this blows my mind, because when I did my personal reading this morning, you know, I meditate ahead of time before our readings, I honestly got something very, very similar to that. As you surrender the need to control, you release energy, your relaxed energy rapidly attracts your desires. Sometimes we are so focused on things have to happen like this, and they have to go that way, and I've got to make it happen like that, and that, and if it doesn't happen in that order, then it's going to be wrong, and oh my God, ah! And really, guys, the problem is, it is a beautiful card, Javon. Really, the problem is that the universe has so much abundance for us, that control that you have, or that you may feel from time to time, that things have to happen like this, and they have to happen in this order, and they have to happen by this time. That is a lack-based, fear-based mentality. When we are living in the joy and abundance, we can surrender to the control, because we know, again, we've moved from a place to a believing to a place of knowing that we are walking in our life purpose, and that our life purpose fully supports us. And ultimately, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how that desire comes to us, right? it needs to come to us. And the universe has so many ways to bring us things that we don't even that we don't even know of. And so really, again, as we surrender, as we release that need to be in control of how things are going to happen, then really our relaxed energy just allows the things to flow to us. But when we've got clenched fists, we're choking off the hose, right? We're trying to, we're choking off the hose. We don't allow it to just flow. So again, I think we're being reminded here. As you surrender the need to control your keyword, relaxed energy rapidly, rapido, rapidly attracts your desires. Keywords, relaxed energy, rapidly attracts. Let go. And guys, one of the things I want to say about this in particular is how many times have we been told in summer things start to fruit, things start to come to fruition. So for some of us who are waiting for to see, maybe we're feeling the vibe, but we're just really waiting for that physical manifestation. Let go of control. Surrender control. It's kind of hard. We live in a very masculine society in the sense that we are very thought forward, but sometimes we need to be a little more heart-centered, right? So letting go, it doesn't mean that we just, wander about the earth meandering willy-nilly. It just means we surrender to how it's going to happen. We keep moving forward, knowing that it's going to happen, and we keep acting as if it has already happened, but we surrender the how, right? We don't need to force it. We don't need to control it. Uda has told us, I believe, twice this week to relax, right? That we don't have to force things to happen, that everything is happening in divine timing. So just another reminder for somebody who, and that even is a reminder for me, because sometimes I get a little impatient, like, okay, God, I feel it coming. I see it. I'm starting to see what, but I was thinking, just let it go. Let it go. It's all good. All right. And then finally, not finally, but for our fairy cards, ask for what you want. We just got this card. Was it 2 days ago? 3 days ago? Let the universe and other people know what you need. Ask for what you want and let the universe and other people know what you need. Again, guys, this comes back to being clear, to being crystal clear on your affirmations, or crystal clear on your intentions. So many times we get so many mixed results in life and so many ups and downs because we haven't been crystal clear. And so Drea brought up a good point yesterday in the sense that she said she was talking to her husband and said, babe, we've been talking about moving. We got to get crystal clear. And so if you're working with partners, whether it be, friendship or it be business, or it be coworkers, or it be a spouse or relationship, if whether you're working with yourself or with other people, and I say this in particular because this is something that I just experienced in my personal life. My husband and I sat down to do our intentions together, and even though we both were using the same words, when we actually sat down and talked about it, his intention was in one direction and mine was the other, even though we were using the same words. So it's like, well, dang, no wonder we're getting mixed results in our quote unquote manifestations. And I say quote unquote because, again, as a reminder, we're always manifesting at all times. It's a matter of how intentional we are and are we getting what we want. So if we're working with other people, it's a two-way street. Make sure that we are hearing what they have to say, because we got that card earlier this week reminding us that we are a divine counselor, right? That our kind words and that our sage wisdom and also our shutting up and listening offers encouragement to people. So again, sometimes we have to ask them, hey, out of curiosity, what is it exactly you meant by that? Because I want to make sure that I'm on the same page with you. And I really had to check the way that I approached my husband when I said that to make sure that it didn't come out forceful. So I say all that to say, when we're working with other people and we're getting clear about what it is that we want, or whether we're working with ourselves, to be gentle with that person or to be gentle with ourselves. Don't beat ourselves up, because sometimes when we actually start to think about it and we really get into that holiday space, that vacation space, that relaxed space, where we begin to surrender and let go, then we're like, you know what? I always thought I really wanted to do blah, 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 but now I actually really want to do da 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 da. So we might now have to shift, so be sensitive with yourself, because everything I've been doing was based on blah, 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 but now I'm trying to do da 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 da. So be sensitive, be relaxed, be gentle with yourself, be gentle with the others whom you're trying to communicate with. Ask for what you want. Let the universe and other people know what you need. And one more thing I want to say to that is, so many times we assume that people know what we want. Maybe because we've been in our minds telling them, man, I really want to go on vacation. Man, I really want a new car. Man, I really want that red sweater. Man, I really want to start a business. And people hear those things, but sometimes until we directly sit them down and say, okay, hey, so I was really sitting here thinking, and I've been da 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 da, and I've been led towards, and I'm feeling, or I'm guided to, or it just makes practical sense. However you have to approach that person, because not everybody is approachable on I've been led to or I'm guided. Sometimes you have to say things, it just makes practical sense to where blah 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 blah. And what I need from you specifically is, I really need your support. And even then, what I have found is, when I ask my husband for support, his version of supporting me is different sometimes from the support that I need. And it's not that he is trying to mess me up, or just I'll do it my way and she'll have to deal with it. It's that, we're all different individuals. So when somebody says, I need support, Sharita, the only way I know is through my own lenses, the way that I need support. So that's how I tend to support them, right? Unless somebody says specifically, I need support and this is how I need you to support me, right? So sometimes we get just a little, we make assumptions that other people know exactly what we want and how we want it and when we want it and where we want it and why we want it, for that matter. So we need to get crystal clear. And again, in doing that, knowing that we're fully supported and that our needs are met not only by the universe, but the people around us, it helps us to surrender and to let go of the control. It allows that relaxed energy to rapidly attract our desires. Rapidly is the key word. All right, so I want to move into our bonus cards, and oh my goodness. Okay, Artemis. Love this card. Guardian. Just as a reminder, y'all, you and your loved ones are safe and spiritually protected. You and your loved ones are safe. You're spiritually protected. So again, as you move into, and I think really that helps go along with, releasing control. Because sometimes for some of us, it's like, what do you mean release control of how it's going to happen? Are you crazy? Are you mad? But understand that you're spiritually protected. And the thing that I want to say about that is, what we feel, again, is what we put out. So if we're coming from a place of insecurity, if we're feeling like we're exposed, I think that's the word. If we're feeling exposed, or I want to put out, this is my heart's desire, my heart's passion, my life's purpose, but I just don't know, what if and understand you and your loved ones are safe and you're spiritually protected. So when you walk around, not with just the belief, but the knowing beyond the shadow of a doubt in your core body that you're spiritually protected, you are. Because again, you put out that, I don't want to sound funny or cuckoo, but I'm going to say it like this. You put out those quote unquote protection vibes, right? So it's when we walk around with that let me rephrase myself. The opposite of this would be that lack, that fear, that insecurity, right? We're afraid to put ourselves out there because we're afraid of what will happen. Am I exposing myself? Not only on the physical sense and in my hearts and my feelings, but, also in my spiritual realm. Sometimes, when we get in front of people, a lot of times when I do these readings, depending on how deep we go and how much interaction we have, they can be extremely draining. There are some times where some of us get on the live stream and I can feel you from, 1,000 miles plus away. And sometimes it's like, ooh, okay, that person's on one today, but it's okay, we're going to keep moving. So I say all that to say, we don't have to worry about taking on the ish of other people. There may have been people who you've been around in the past where it's like every time you leave them, you're just like, oh, Why do I feel like every time they complain, I end up with their drama? You're spiritually protected. As you become stronger and bolder in your faith, in who you are, and in your walk, and in letting your light shine, you're protected, right? Because in the past, sometimes we didn't have that filter, in the sense that we were sending out love, but then other people were coming back with like their drama, and we're like, oh, that one hit me. So you are spiritually protected. And I think that is going to be for just one or two or a few people specifically in general. Maybe you are being guided or called to do some sort of spiritual work, some sort of spiritual healing. And there might be the concern of, I don't want to take on other people's stuff. Just know that you're spiritually, you and your loved ones are spiritually protected. And then finally, we have Ma'at. This is Isis. Fairness. The situation will be handled in a fair and just manner. So this twofold on this. I think someone's specifically going through something. And just know that whatever that situation is, it's being handled in a fair and just manner. Okay? Again, let go. Let go of the need to control the situation, right? I think that for someone that's going to tie right in line with this one. That you need to let go of whatever the situation is. Now, the other thing that I want to say to this is some of us have some really lofty goals, desires, ambitions that maybe, and even maybe the universe or God or our guides, angels are showing us some things that are going to come about in our life. And every once in a while, we get a little guilty. I spoke about this on another live stream yesterday or the other day, and to the sense that sometimes, a lot of us are coming out of religion. And I know in particular in Christianity, and I don't mean this in any negative form, way, shape, or other. I'm just saying it's a mindset that we come from, that mindset of, the Bible, where it talks about God asked, you have to forgive me, I don't recall who exactly or what book or verse. So if you aren't sure what I'm talking about, rather than challenge me, go do your homework. And I say that not for those of us here on Facebook, but sometimes YouTube is a different vibe altogether. So YouTubers, I love y'all. But just sometimes, it's just a different vibe. So I don't say that to pick on anybody. But I say that because there was a story in the Bible where someone wanted to follow Jesus, and I believe if I'm saying this correctly, Jesus basically told them to donate, to shed, to get rid of, to cast away all of their earthly possessions to follow him. And sometimes we think like we get into that. I say that to say we get into that mindset of, to serve, to be in servitude means that I need to remain humble. It means that, and yes, humility is always a good thing, but humble even in the sense of my physical possessions. I don't want people looking at me as the preacher who stole the collection plate, what have you. So what I say, let me bring it full circle. So I say all that to say, good morning, Nicole, that things are handled in a fair and just manner. So sometimes we get a big portion of, we may create, manifest, receive a blessing, however you want to label it, a big portion, and we start to feel guilty, and we're like, oh, I need to donate everything to this person and that person and that person because, what I put out, I get back. Understand that what you created is yours, and you created it, and it is okay. It is fully okay to want and to receive the best that this world and that this earth has to offer. Because again, there is no lack. There is plenty for all of us on this earth to have the best of absolutely everything. Whether it be spirituality, whether it be mental health, whether it be great emotions, whether it be physical and material things here on this earth, there is no shortage. I cannot stress that enough. There is no shortage. Yes, we get on the news and they say these people are starving over here. But let's start to look back at what happened in history and who took over those people and who has now actively kept those people in poverty. There's no shortage of food. There's no shortage of money. There's no shortage of water. There's no shortage of peace. There's no shortage of love. There is no shortage of hope. There is no shortage of anything on this earth. Unfortunately, there are certain people on this earth who have mastered the science of creation, who are intimately in tune with the flow of money, comma, however, they do it from a place of greed. And ultimately, what that bases down to, because we've been told by Archangel Chamiel that only love is real, everything else is an illusion. That greed is usually based off the fear of, if I don't have, what if, and da da da, so I need it all. For me and my family and future generations, we need it all. And we're talking about people who have in the past gone so far as to interbreed in their own families as not to mix in outside people because they wanted to hoard it all and keep it for themselves. And we see throughout history how that has continually led to destruction for them. They may be in power, so it appears, but when you really dive into the spiritual science of it, it has been nothing but complete destruction for them. And we even see the tides changing, the tide turning in our own earth as we are right now, or in our own politics here in America. Right now in the current, things are changing, things happening. People are panicked about, but really what I see is a shakeup. And again, this is us letting go of the control of how things are supposed to happen and surrendering to it, because the universe has a greater plan, guys, has a greater plan. So we can't be caught up in the earthly things that we see. This isn't fair. Well, how come these people always have and I don't? Oh crap, I just received a boatload of, what do I do about these people? You know, understand that everything, every situation, whether this is an actual situation you're dealing with, maybe it's an argument, a confrontation, in a mediation, whatever, know that things will be handled in a fair and just manner. But on the flip side, dare to dream. I think sometimes, and I've done this in the past, I've kept my intentions, I've kept my affirmations, I've kept my goals down here because I didn't want to be selfish. Well, God, if you could just, I really just need $5,000, but if you could bless me with $3,500, that, oh Lord, please. And it's like, what? Because I felt like it was selfish of me to ask for more, because there's so many more needy people in the world. The more I have, and the more I can raise myself up and live by example, the more I can help other people. Things aren't always material, right? So I know I went on a couple of different facets in that aspect, but I really just wanted to hone in on that, guys. That is something that has really been, I don't want to say weighing on me, but it's been on my mind quite a bit to share with the group. But again, that also goes along with this affirmation card, because sometimes we tend to hold ourselves back because we don't want to ask for too much, or am I being greedy? At the end of the day, if you feel like you're asking too much or you're being greedy, then really just ask yourself, is this to support, where's this desire coming from? Is it coming out of my ego, or is it coming out of my heart? Is this genuinely something I need to help me to propel my message out into the world, whatever that message may be? Or is this just me wanting to look cute? And even then, looking cute isn't a bad thing, right? But let's balance it out with, okay, this is twofold. I get to look cute, and in looking cute, I lead by example, and I get to blah, 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 and blah. So these are not selfish acts. I really want to make sure that as we're in this time, making sure, because we're getting ready to move into a full moon cycle, guys, or full moon in the next, 8 to 9 days. So really just staying deep, 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 deep on your affirmations, making sure you are crystal clear about them. Knowing, just a quick recap, that the answer that you're looking for can be found during a vacation, retreat, or holiday getaway. So as you're setting those intentions, we're giving ourselves permission. And this is the one thing, again, we talked about. She's playing. She's not in her quiet meditation space. Her vacation, her retreat, her getaway, she is playing specifically in water, on water, but specifically in water, outside, in nature. So for some of us, this may be a staycation. Again, this may be us being at home, but we're giving our minds permission to relax, to enjoy. And in doing so, the answers that we've been looking for are right there. And this is just so crazy. I don't know why I just saw these together. So again, we've been guided. Holiday. The answers you're looking for can be found during a vacation, a retreat, or a holiday getaway. Let go. As you surrender to the need to control, your relaxed energy rapidly attracts your desires. And again, I think what some people are going to find is on this holiday, again, whether it be an actual physical going somewhere or whether it be a staycation at home, I took time off work and I'm chilling this week, or whether it be a retreat within your mind where you just decide, I'm not going to worry about X, Y, and Z this week. I'm just not going to worry about it. And as you do so, the answers you've been seeking, they just flow. And in addition to that, not only the answers, but you rapidly attract your desires. Because again, guys, I think sometimes we get so caught up in things have to happen like this. I'm worried about that happening. What about this? And and X, Y, and Z, that we get into this space. And not only does it A, limit our vision, but it B, limits the things that can come into the space, meaning the blessing, the desires, the things that we want to rapidly attract. So when we can just get out of here and we can open up and relax and we can have fun, let our hearts sing, play. How many times have we been getting Athena, nurture your inner goddess, telling us to sing, play, dance, Sarasvati, express yourself creatively. All of our fairy cards telling us to express ourselves creatively. In that creative, that fun, that singing, that dancing, that playing, that's when we let go of inhibitions. That's when we start to realize, this is actually what really makes me happy. I thought it was that, but it's really this. Sometimes we confuse true happiness with money. So I don't know that it's anyone who's watching now. It might be someone on YouTube. It might be somebody who watched later. But we associate success and happiness with money. So I do this, this, and this, and then I get this big bonus at work. Now I can go do this, this, and this, and I'm happy. But it's a surface happy, right? But when you get out on that holiday, on that getaway, on that retreat, whether again it's in physical person or it's in your mind or in your heart, and you sing and you dance and you play with the kids and you get down on the ground and you build sandcastles and play with Legos again, you know, make the little guys, you ladies, you remember making the little bracelets out of dandelions when you were a kid? I always remember the little thing where you're like, Mama had a baby and her head popped off, and you'd pop off the top of the dandelion. Don't ask. I don't know why we did that, but it was something we did. Anyway, popping off the top of dandelions. But my whole point is, when you sing, you dance, you play, you get back to that, and you're like, man, this is awesome. If only I could find a way to get paid to do this. And then all of a sudden, oh shoot, what if I could find a way to get paid? You know, the answers will begin to come to you. And not only the answers, because now that we have starting to get the answers, we surrender the control of how it has to happen, and we rapidly attract our desires. Okay, Javon says, I got to come back to this. Have a great day, Javon. We will see you later. So really, guys, I know, and I'm sorry, guys, I know it's a little earlier than usual, but really, this is the big thing. I want us, especially with it being a Friday, because for most of us, yes, some of us work on the weekend, and believe it or not, I actually, like, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are like my kind of relaxed days, and I actually, for whatever reason, I feel my groove like come Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So, but anyway, I say all that to say that the weekend tends to be more of a relaxed time for people. And we are coming into a holiday on Tuesday. So some of you might have an extended holiday weekend. And really what I want you to focus on this extended holiday weekend is just letting go, relaxing, having fun, appreciating where you're at. You might not be on Lake of the Ozarks. You know, you might not be at the ocean or yachting on a cruise or whatever, on a chartering a private yacht, or, you know, you might be at home. Get outside. Get outside. Get outside. And every last one of these cards today are outside. Even the affirmations. She's chilling on the moon. Get outside. Get outside. Get in nature. Play. Get near water. If you can't get near water, if you don't have a local swimming pool in your neighborhood or a public pool, take a freaking bath. Turn the sprinkler on and play in the sprinkler with the babies, or, you know, whatever. Well, I remember every once in a while, like I've done this as an adult, I've turned the sprinkler on and laid out in a lawn chair and just let it on me. Do what you need to do to get out and play, meditate, you know, just let your heart do what it needs to do. Drop the inhibitions. And that's the biggest thing that I really see from this holiday card is she's enjoying life. Hands are in the air. Woo! She has dropped her inhibitions. She's playing in the water. She's playing in the water, guys. Hair's flying around. Yeah, that's having fun. Do we have any more messages today? Thank you to our gods, our goddesses, our guides, our angels, fairies. I think our angels are going to talk to us for just a hot sec. Thank you, archangels. Yeah, no? Okay, nope, I'm sorry. We're going to talk to our divine circus. This divine circus, y'all. It's one of those where sometimes I'm like, this is my new favorite deck. But then really when I get into it, I'm like, but they're all my favorites. Thank you, divine circus. Thank you to our guides. We're just going to call you our guides. What do you have for us today? What do you have for us today? And this is such the deck for us here in the Goddess group, because we are, yeah, we stand out. We don't think like the world. Oh my, okay, this is a great card. This is, thank you, divine circus. Thank you to our guides. Her wicked ways. I'm going to zoom out just a skosh. Her wicked ways. Let me get the info on. Let me get to this. I like this card. This card was kind of, I'll just let you see for yourself. Her wicked ways. You are meant to shine bright, to be a sun, even in the cold and dark depths of winter, bringing warmth into the world. Some don't like the light. They want to freeze your enthusiasm, douse your creative fire, and rain on your parade. Don't let them. Shine your light with stubbornness and happiness. Defeat the Snow Queen in her wicked ways. The Snow Queen depicted on this card has her wicked ways. She likes to test those who aren't yet sure of their worth. She will try to freeze you with a glance that conveys criticism, judgment, ridicule. She'll make you believe you'll be humiliated, that it's inevitable that you, she'll make you believe that you'll be humiliated, that it's inevitable that you'll fail, and so it's better that you don't just try to begin with. She'll plant seeds of doubt like a weed in your soul garden, and cause you to lose energy to mental anguish. You'll find the way of your life more difficult than it needs to be if you don't take heed of what's happening and use your power to stand up to her. The Snow Queen might make her presence felt through a loved one who cannot support you, or a colleague who is envious of you and wants to see you fall, or the voice in your head that's afraid and is yet to really trust your heart. Or the voice in your head that is afraid and is yet to really trust your heart to lead you. No matter where she arises, there is only one way for you to deal with the Snow Queen and her wicked ways. When she tries to freeze you with a glance and say, "Who do you think you are?" you must stand up tall and true and reply, "I am me." Save your soul-slaying doubt-making for another day. I take my own hand, freed from your icy grasp. If you stay anywhere near me, I will melt you with my creative fire and the warmth of my love. So be gone, wicked one. It's time for you to move on. So I just want to repeat that, because that is something that is very, I think that we've all maybe dealt with at some point. That ice, what do they call her? They called her the Snow Queen. And there are things that pop up in our mind that are like, oh my God, people are going to laugh at you. You're going to be humiliated. Like, real talk, I dealt with a lot of that when I first started doing the card readings. I was like, I don't know how people are going to respond. I don't know what they're going to think. Are they going to, I probably just shouldn't do this. What about, what if, what about, all those little things popping up. She'll plant seeds of doubt like a weed in your soul garden and cause you to lose energy to mental anguish. So when she does this, we freeze her, or we thaw her rather, by saying, I am me. Save your soul-slaying doubt making for another day. I take my own hand, freed from your icy grasp. If you stay anywhere near me, I'll melt you with my creative fire and warmth of my love. So be gone, wicked one. It's time for you to move on. So let's quickly, just very, very quickly do the healing trick with this. So what I want you to do is, if you can, put your phone down and hold your own hand for at least 10 seconds and feel it. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to hold my, Nicole says, great card. This circus deck is amazing. I agree, Nicole. I completely agree. So we're going to hold our hands and just, our own hands, and just take a couple of deep breaths. Just notice how it feels. Then together we say, here's what I say to soul-slaying, doubt-creating mischief makers. Be gone from me now and always. I choose to live another way, with love and trust and self-belief. I am on my path daily, and that brings me peace. Now what you want to do is give yourself a big hug. Just give me some lovins. Because really, guys, we got to start with loving ourselves. And then we say to ourselves, I love you. You are doing a great job. Keep going, because it's going to get better and better. And then our affirmation for today is, I take my own hand. With inner confidence, I do what I need to do. Shining bright like the sun, I bring warmth of love and creative fire to the world. I take my own hand. With inner confidence, I do what I need to do. Shining bright like the sun, I bring the warmth of love and creative fire to the world. I take my own hand. With inner confidence, I do what I need to do. Shining bright like the sun, I bring the warmth and love and creative fire to the world. So that is amazing. That is amazing, amazing, amazing. And I think really, again, that just is a reminder to us that, whoopsies, that we're spiritually protected. Right? We're spiritually protected. We don't have to be frozen out by the Ice Queen. So it's okay to let it go, to surrender the control of how it's going to happen. We don't have to worry about, we don't need those doubt, that insecurity, that lack, that what if. Can you even? So we're going to let those things go. We're surrendering the control of how it has to happen, or how we want it to happen. We're using our affirmations, again, to thaw out that snow queen. We're using our affirmations to lift up our thoughts and energy, and our clearly defined affirmations also help us to attract what it is that we desire. So clear direction. That is clear instruction on what to do. With our affirmations, don't forget to ask for what you want, not only for the universe, but those around you. Remember, the universe is working things out for your greater good. Surrender control of how it has to happen, because you might miss a really amazing opportunity, or the really amazing blessing, or the desire is literally sitting right there waiting for you to step into it. And if we're focused on it has to go that way, we miss the whole thing right here. What all we had to do was just step into it. There wasn't even a door to go through. We just had to step into it. And then finally, not finally, but wrapping up, holiday. The answers you're looking for can be found during a vacation, a retreat, or a holiday getaway. And again, this doesn't necessarily mean, a physical place. It might be for some of you, but it really means relaxing your heart, relaxing your mind, getting out and playing. For those of you who are still looking for what exactly is my soul purpose, you're too focused in the sense that you're too rigid about it. Get out and go play. Go play in the water. Notice what comes to you. Guys, if you can get in or near water, I don't care if it's your daggone bathtub or a shower, and just let that water hit you and just release and relax, and imagine that water hitting you and just washing away all your thoughts and your worries, and washing away the control. You'll start to find that the water, especially if you can happen to get to a lake, or if you can happen to get to a river, an ocean, or something, that water, even as it moves or as it's around you, will begin to open things up. It begin to open up your mind. And making sure, guys, I want to stress this, I can't stress this enough, as we're in and playing and around and near water, make sure that we're chugging it and we're taking it in as well. And for someone specific and for whatever condition or thoughts you're dealing with, just know that the situation, whatever it is, that it's handled fairly. It's handled in a fair and just manner. So, all right, hotties, I think we are doing 50 minutes. Well, we're doing better than at least we started earlier, right? So, ladies, grab your water. Let's chug a lug, a lug, a lug, a lug. Real quickly, before I end, I actually got a card last night from the Divine Circus. It's right here. All right, because I was like, if it's not on top, I'm not going to share it. Maven of Masks. And it's interesting because when I got it last night for this morning, but I told you guys I do kind of my own meditation, my own what have you ahead of time, so that a lot of times I get it's just so fascinating. I get a lot of guidance and direction ahead of time. And what's fascinating about it is even in my readings, I'll be reading it like, okay, this makes perfect sense for my life. Okay, got it. What do I need for the goddess realm? Okay, got it. And what's wild is we'll get cards here in the goddess realm, and a lot of times they will, I'm trying to pick my words so that makes sense. Sometimes it's the same exact message. Sometimes it's the same exact message, but from a completely different angle. So when I first pull the card, I'm like, oh, okay, this means blah, 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 blah. And then when I get into it with the whole, I'm like, okay, let me bring it from over here. So I say all that to say, let me bring it full circle for you. Maven of Masks. I hope this will help you to better understand some of the things I'm saying. For those of you who are still trying to really hone in on what it is you're supposed to do. Maven of Masks. Who do you want to be? Try that self on for size. You might just discover another genuine facet of you beyond your known identity. The Maven of Masks tells you, act as you wish to be and you shall be. Let me repeat that. Act as you wish to be and you shall be. Where's that card? I'm going to set that right next to the affirmations. Act as you wish to be and you shall be. Okay? Remember how we've been talking about now is a time to reinvent yourself? Maybe try on a different mask. You might find it fits you very well. Have you ever felt the liberation of feeling like a different person when on holiday, traveling, or in another part of the world, or stepping into a world where people don't know you? Holy cow. Holy cow. Oh my God, hold on. I honestly forgot about that part. Okay. Okay. Let's go again. Have you ever felt the liberation of feeling like a different person when on holiday, traveling in another part of the world, or stepping into a world where people don't know you? The masks have come off and you get to choose who you are going to be. You might feel unfamiliar ways of being, more assertiveness, more confidence, more vulnerability, more feminine or masculine energy, all rising up from within you. These ways of being might not seem like you, not the you that you have thought yourself to be, but just because they are different, new, unfamiliar, doesn't also make them inauthentic. Quite the opposite. The Maven of Mask cards comes to you when it's time to try on another personality for size, or reinvent yourself, to see how much of it ends up being authentically you. Just a newly discovered you, but true nonetheless. Have you heard the expression, fake it till you make it? Some people don't like this idea. They feel it is not genuine. It depends on how you use the idea to your advantage. There is a difference between pretending to be someone or something that you are not, and experimenting, exploring, expressing yourself, expressing a self you know is within you, but are yet to fully realize you. Excuse me, I'm going to start that over. There is a difference between pretending to be someone or something you are not, and experimenting, exploring, expressing a self you know is within you, but are yet to fully realize yourself to be. In truth, we have an entire universe within us. If you want to discover new qualities in you, you're going to have to start somewhere. Believe, first of all, that you have undiscovered depths and diversity in you. Second, you have to play, not play acting, but playing. What is it? What is it like to show up for life as if you already have the courage and sass you long for, or all the creativity and confidence you yearn for? See yourself as that person, as having those qualities. Otherwise, you're like a bird who is yet to fly. It is in you, but you have to have faith first and act as if you do. The bird who has never flown has it in him to fly, but he has to make the leap of faith to realize this for himself. There are so many messages mixed up in this one message that just, wow, guys. Wow, freaking wow. Creative expression. Number one, have you heard the expression, fake it till you make it? Some people don't like this idea. Basically, and what else have we been told? You have to play, not play acting, but playing. What is it like to show up for yourself if you already have all the courage and sass you long for? So I'm glad this came up, and I really needed to keep it short today because I've got some stuff. And Nicole says, wow. Yes, Nicole, I'm right there with you. So I want you to think about that in terms of when you're setting your affirmations, right? I am blah, 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 blah. So the question you're asking yourself, because I want you to set your affirmation as you already are that thing, not that I am working towards. No, I am Goddess. What is it like to show up for life what is it like to show up for life as if you already have the courage and sass you long for, or all the creativity and confidence you yearn for? That's where I want you to imagine yourself. That's where I want you to play. That's where I want you to let go of what is and welcome what can be. What is it what you want? What does it feel like when you're setting your clear intentions and your clear-cut goals? I want to know, what exactly does it feel like? What is it like when you show up to the boardroom and you have all the sass and confidence, or you show up to the sales meeting, or you show up to the family event, or whatever it is you need to show up to? When you show up just for yourself, what is it like? What does that feel like? What does it look like? How do people react to you? Are they more loving and understanding? More, oh, you know what? This woman, she has clear confidence, so she obviously knows what she's talking about. Do they have more trust and faith in what it is that you're speaking about? What is it? And that's what I want you to use to write your affirmations. Thank you so much, Maven of Masks. I've been really trying to find the words, and I've been actually working on a lesson for creation of affirmations. And really, I think that's the foundation of it. What does it feel like to show up as if you are already what you've been desiring? And again, when we surrender the control of how it happens, how we become that person, our relaxed energy brings it to us, brings us our desires. Okay. So I'm just really, 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 thank you, Maven of Masks. That is just, I'm so glad. I'm so glad that we got that. And it's just a reminder, our Maven of Masks, by the way, can absolutely thaw out the Snow Queen. So if you've got that doubt and insecurity going on, maybe playing in you a little bit of that fear, maybe that Snow Queen, she's popping up just a few too many times in life, then what I need you to do is use your affirmations, go out and play, try a different mask. And again, we're not talking about play acting, we're talking about playing. Trying on a different aspect of you. Oh my gosh, guys. I'm so excited. I'm so excited about just everywhere where we're headed, everything that's coming. We're just, the progression of our readings over the last few months has been off the freaking charts, right? I mean, okay, let's social it up one more time. I gotta grab a different bottle. Let's social it up one more time. Hit like when you're done. Hiccup. I love you so much. The one thing that I want to say in closing is, again, now that we're getting even clearer on our affirmations, on our I am statements, on how we want to set our intentions, I want you to create some sort of, and I use this word with a grain of salt, I don't want to, we can call it a habit, a ritual, something where it, again, it's not just in the morning when you wake up, it's not just in the evening, but something that you are incorporating into your life. Take some time out throughout the day, whether it be on your lunch break, what have you, where you're incorporating, you're being mindful that these aren't just things that you say and then you forget about throughout your day and then you say right before bed. I want you to create something. Maybe it's something like, anytime I see blah, 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 like 11:11 on the clock, you know, that I take a moment to, I want you to create something that is specific to you, a literal ritual, a habit, something. And during that time, that is your time where you focus, you center, you run through your affirmations, you feel that mask that you've put on. This isn't just something that I've put on to, you know, hide myself. No, I feel it within me, because we're not play acting, right? We're playing. We are being that other mask. We are being that new person, right? That person with all the confidence, that person with all, that successful person with all the confidence, that successful person who has completely thawed the ice queen in her life, right? That person who walks boldly in their faith, in their desire to help create and raise the elevation of this earth. The person who walks firmly in their life purpose. Put that mask on for size. See how it feels. And again, with that mask on, if you don't quite feel confident yourself, put the mask on and go thaw the ice queen. Take your hand back from her. Hold your own hand. Feel the warmth of your hand. Tell yourself the truth. All right, guys, I love you. That's enough for today, because you know me, I will keep going on and on and on. So in closing, what is a goddess? What is a goddess? A goddess uses her knowledge of universal laws of nature, her conscious mind, and esoteric powers to manifest her dreams. A goddess understands how to transform situations using her highest influence to make her visions and dreams a reality. I feel like our whole message today was all about how to make our visions and dreams of reality. A goddess uses her knowledge of universal laws of nature, her conscious mind, and esoteric powers to manifest her dreams. A goddess understands how to transform situations using her highest influence to make her visions and dreams a reality. You are a goddess. You are a goddess. And if it doesn't quite feel it yet, put the mask on and allow yourself to feel and know that you can use your highest influence to make your visions and dreams a reality. Use universal law, conscious mind, and your esoteric powers to manifest your dreams. That is literally everything that we talked about today, guys. So I love you so much. Have an amazing Friday. Amazing, amazing Friday. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.